Hello, darling. I haven't been looking down a lot. I didn't know. Hadn't even been checking if you were in here or not. It's been a lot going on. How y'all doing? Went for Facebook to catch in. And we're gonna get started. We're gonna be quick today. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in time and space, whatever that is. We are now rocking to deep healing water sounds with meditation music. 432 hertz. All right. Wait a minute, chat. Now look. I had this thing plugged up. Here I come, y'all. Gotta get this right here. The one thing I didn't check. And my tea. Been drinking me a little mullein tea. All right. Hey, Kanoke. Hey, Tamika. All right, so we're going to get hopping in really quick. I am Lulu I Love, practitioner of intuitive consulting and coaching. Everything that I do, the way that I live, or whatever it is that I do has a lot to do with Ashe Tools for Intuitives. This is the 90-day journey to mindfulness. It is available on my website as well as Amazon.com. Okay, those are the only two places that you can get it. All right. Now then, amongst other things, I do have some other things on my website as well. I got to take time out to add these other crystals and items that's been just sitting. Yay. All right. What I wanted to just say really, really quick, I know that I put a post on YouTube. I put a post on Patreon and YouTube, and then I put a public post on YouTube as well. So there's a lot of intense emotions, a lot of intense and aggressive energies. It's all about us channeling those energies for the betterment of our growth, the betterment of what it is we came here to do, and take it moment by moment. That's all you got. That's all you got. One moment after the other, when it kind of connect like a pixel in a picture, right? All right. So be mindful. Embrace your uniqueness. It is so important. Whatever it is, okay, let me say it. Like, how can I say this? Whatever it is, because oftentimes when it comes to our uniqueness, right, part of the whole of who we are, just a part of it would be the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories that have been told to us, or what have you, right? So you must be mindful of a lot of times, especially for those of you who have been bullied or what have you, or picked on in some kind of way in any area of your life. You look at those things for what they are, right? Is it something that is real, or is it a figment of someone else's imagination? It's so important to figure that out. Okay, if it's something that like maybe it's a character flaw or something like that, and it's something that you know, that's cool that, you know, it was expressed to you, or that's cool that it was presented to you, that's cool that someone said this, that, or the other, maybe a number of people. And so you look at it within yourself and make sure that this is something. That's why divine instruction and connecting on a regular basis is so important, because with our uniqueness comes a lot with many of us, okay? Because it depends on which direction it's coming at you. with your uniqueness comes sometimes the aggression. So you may see a lot of aggressive stuff towards things that you've already worked on. You may see a lot of aggression or tension coming towards you, right? That has a lot to do with maybe your Saturn placement or something that you need to work on. You actually do need to work on that you put on the back burner. It just wasn't time for you to work on it, right? So you audit, do a self audit, and, you know, see what it is that needs to be done, how it can be done, when it can be done, where it can be done, whatever that is. But at the end of the day, you want to be sure that you are not allowing any energies to penetrate your etheric body as well as your physical body. Because if it hits your physical, that's a little too close. Okay. So you want to be mindful of what it is that is being, what people are saying, you know, because oftentimes when people get mad, they're not mad at us. They're mad at something else. They mad. Maybe they can't communicate. Maybe it's something that they fear. Maybe it's something that they haven't worked on in their own life, right? It depends, right? Case by case, right? But at the end of the day, there is no reason to be mad at someone, unless, you know, people can be very violent too for no reason. But again, that has to do with them, not you. But, you know, you want to be mindful of what, who, and why you are handing your power over. When you are handing your power over, it has a lot to do with you compromising in situations where you may not have, you should have stood on your 10. It may have to do with your uniqueness, because the older that we get, the more mature. We'll say that. We can't say older. But the more that we mature and grow and we do it on purpose, with purpose, we realize with our real eye and just understanding that a lot of what makes us unique is what is part of our path. A lot of what makes us unique is going to rub other energies, things, right? It's going to rub that wrong. And so it's going to continue to come at you or what have you. So I just wanted to have y'all be mindful of that. I was listening to a podcast. It was a clip from a podcast earlier. I believe it was like probably 15 minutes. But the one thing that the person said that stuck out to me was about social media, right? And the person was like, things have really changed in the past. Okay. Things have really changed in the past, even 5 years. Okay. And it's like, not only have in the last 20 years, people have become even more desensitized because so much is right at your fingertips. So many things. You can scroll and just see something just way out the way and it can fuck up your whole day. All right. Have you look at things and people different, all types of stuff, especially if you're not in tune with who you are. So he was saying that things have really changed. And this is someone that's an entertainer. And he was like, things have really changed to the point where he didn't say that, you know, we've become desensitized, which we have. But he was more along the lines of how sensitive people are. And so you look into that sensitivity. Because oftentimes people are not using their critical thinking. People are not really in a space where they can just see where someone is coming from. You may not agree with where someone is coming from, but I see where you're coming from. Okay? So we move into a space where people don't use their critical thinking. So you will have a post and you can see where one person is disgruntled about something that they didn't use their critical thinking about. They didn't check themselves about. And so then you have all of these, it turns into a whole conversation just from this one comment. So then you see all of, a list of people agreeing with something that like, they don't, whatever, to each their own. But it's like, you know, and it has you to look at things in a way like, how can it be that 20, 30, 10 people agree with something that ain't got nothing to do with critical thinking? It's all emotion based. And so that's the space that I feel like we are in. I think yesterday, or it may have been yesterday, I found out, Sunday, I think, that Mars transited Cancer. Now, Mars was in Gemini for a while, or what have you. Stuff been going on and stuff gonna keep going on. But for some reason, I feel as though this is intense. I feel as though any cycles that you recently got out of, something may be trying to suck you back into that cycle. You may even go through a number of tests or challenges to be sure that you are really ready for whatever this next thing to come, this next part of your journey has to do with. This may be just remnants of the past coming up or what have you. So you just need to be very much so mindful, present, and aware as possible. Because I understand that when it comes to your children, especially for those of you who have younger children, when it comes to your children, sometimes you can get caught up, like, because when your child hurts, you hurt as well, right? When they're very young, the older that they get, the more you realize that, you have your path, your journey, and I can't make decisions for you. I can't be a conscious guidepost fully the way that I, when I was had to be more responsible for you. So just be mindful, even, just embrace your uniqueness, and also don't fall into any of the traps, because one thing that you realize is that sometimes it don't take but one thing to really mess up your entire go for the day. Your go, capital G, capital O. It can sometimes take one thing to mess up your go for the day, and then sometimes it can take one thing to mess up your go for a number of days, a number of weeks, a number of months, a number of years, right? And also remember that you do not have to explain everything and all things to everybody and anybody. Be mindful of that as well, because sometimes people just want to know what it is that you got going on, what you're going through, and how, this, that, and the other, just so they can have something to talk about. Be mindful of that. Thank you. Now, look, I ain't coughed all damn day. Hold on. It is. Kanote says, my sister and I was just talking about how we think social media is why mental illness is so common. And it's not necessarily mental illness. Social media can become an escape from reality. It's a whole new reality. It's a meta reality. Now, 3-4 years ago, I think it was, probably 5, we already, saw how it was about to get real out of hand, because it's easier to control. This makes it easier for them to control people. This makes it easier for them to be able to get in your prefrontal cortex. This makes it easier for them not to think of certain things, because you got to remember, what was it, 10, 12 years ago? It was prevalent on Facebook. People will take one post, like somebody really is a credited source, a primary source. What do you call it? Presidents. What do you call it? Like encyclopedia.com is not a primary source, right? Peer reviews from Harvard or something like that may be a little more prevalent than encyclopedia.com, right? So people tend to, that's when you notice it, like people ain't thinking for themselves. And it's so important, real quick, because, people will see a post and spread it like it's the gospel. They will text everybody, be talking about it in conversations about like it's the end all be all or what have you. So, it's the equivalent of if I tell y'all something, y'all don't go research and y'all just feel like, well, she said, no. Do your own research, number one. Make that a constant. And also, when people tell you stuff, take it for what it is. Take it for face value. Right? You don't want to be in a space where you are spreading untruths or spreading things based on how you feel about certain stuff because you have some type of trauma that may be connected to that type of thing. You still want to find out the background information, primary sources. Go do your research. Because, baby, these past, I think it's been like 12 or 20 years. And there's so many different ways that the divide happens. So let's get into it. It's so many different ways. It's just, each one, reach one, each one, teach one. Be that in which you want to see. Be that in the change that you want to see, basically. Because, I just, it's like one wrong move, one wrong emotion, 5 seconds of the wrong action, the wrong thought that leads to a fucked up deed can change your life forever. I was listening to an interview with an ex-police officer, and he quit the force, and then he got harassed because he quit the force. But he explained what we've been knowing for years. That's what I'm saying. And it's been coming up real strong. It ain't like we don't already know this, but it's like cycles. Cycles, okay? I'm getting it out, okay? But cycles. Being pulled into cycles. Being pulled into cycles and not even knowing it. Not being conscious of the cycles that we are being pulled into is detrimental. You know that they use astrological correspondences, so why wouldn't you use them? These cycles, the way that you look at this world and the way that you see how things are going, everything is so repetitive. Everything is so repetitive. It's like, okay, how many people, how many pods of people in one space can possibly just go ahead and make that full-on difference? That's why you got different people in different pods. You got activists. You got Christina I believe Christina is an activist, but I know she posts a lot of where they are taking back the control of the hood and looking out for each other. Where she is from, I think it's Detroit. I don't want to be lying because I ain't good at remembering stuff like that. But like you have different pods of people doing different pods of things, so you figure out what your pod is. Are you bringing love and love and progress, or are you a part of the chaos and the ruin? It's so important. I did a long post about it on Patreon. But for real, because you got to be mindful that because of where you are and who you are and how you stand for what it is that you are doing, you are in tune with your vision, your mission. You are working on yourself on a regular basis. You are doing the best you can where you are and how you can, right? With little to no expectations, okay? So you got to be mindful that there may be someone just at arm's length that may not be on that same vibe or level with you, so you have to be mindful of that. You may interact or encounter people who are not on that same vibe or level with you and be able to have a go-to to pull you back, pull you through, and handle it with gentleness, ease, and grace, and not have any types of remorse on what it is that you could have done, what you could have said, or what have you. Case in point. Real quick, I guess I ain't gonna do no long read today because today is a very interesting day. Case in point, I think it was week before last. I went and got my nails done, and I was, she wasn't her happy-go-lucky self. I'm like, okay, here we go, because I don't be reading folks reading people like that because I do respect people's privacy. Okay. So I just, kept saying, nice, cute, happy, fluffy stuff or whatever, not too much because usually when I go, places, it'd be a meditative journey. But she was like, a lady come in earlier. Here I go. I couldn't help it. A lady came in earlier that day and asked for her nails to be done a certain way. Now, if you've been getting your nails done for a while, you know that if you show them a picture, more than likely, because it's just like any artistry, right? It's hard to emulate somebody else's damn work, right? So she brought the picture in and wanted her nails a certain way, right? So they attempted to do their version of her work, right? The lady let them do all her nails, got upset and said, take them all off. All off. Now, after the first one, she should have known that, that right there ain't what that is. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's why her energy is low today. And she let that fuck up her whole day. Because she almost fucked me up right there because she was really off up in there like that. Like, hold on, we going to need to file that one a little more right there now. Hold on. I understand what you went through, but but you can't allow that. Don't allow people to just take you to a space, because you got to remember, whoever the woman was that came in there for that, maybe that was her first turn, her first time going to a nail shop and taking a picture or something like that. Because in this day and age, a lot of the press-on nails have better artistry than what these some of these nail salons can actually do. A lot of them ain't keeping up, and sometimes when you know that you can't do something, just go ahead and let that be known that and let the person know. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be about nails. I'm just saying though, like, if somebody is requesting something of you and look, I don't do that, or that's not in my, it's okay to say that we can't do that. We can get close to it, but we ain't going to be able to, fuck that. All right, so let's see what energy we have here today. But she allowed that to, drain her. She was really upset. I'm like, look, she ready to quit, and she been working 30 years doing nails. And that just goes to show you still don't master that ability to That person may be the type of person, and it's fine. Let her be her. But that may be the type of person that maybe she went through a whole lot, and this is the one thing that she thought was going to be right, and I fucked it up, and now that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, let her be where she at. Can't please all of them. Okay? Been doing nails 30 years. By now, you done seen it all. Shit. But, you know, I let her know, though, like, you know, don't. You know, that happens. It happens. It happens, especially, you know, if you are in business, any type of business, you know how that goes, right? That's why certain businesses have all of those different disclaimers and all of that, because as you continue to grow, you continue to change or add to your terms of service and your privacy policies. And that goes with your life as well, your personal life and the way that you deal with people. You got terms of service, terms and conditions, and a privacy policy with your family, friends, and whoever. And it's going to continue, you know, it's like boundaries. And it will continue to expand and be revised as you continue to deal with people. You ain't dealt with all of the people. You haven't been through all of the things. What do you have for these beautiful people? Look. It is what it is. Facebook, y'all couldn't see me shuffle, but Instagram saw me shuffle. The master and intensity. The master and intensity. This is just gonna round it up. Round it off. Whatever it is that many of you are going through at this time, like I said before, it's going to be a test, a challenge, or something that is going to have you to revise your terms and conditions, revise your privacy policy, revise the way that you view things, the way that you do things. Because when the way that you view things changes to a elevated space, you will be able to cancel and transmute things just a little bit better. Okay, and especially in this space, right? For those of you who have Cancer placements or have something to do with what it is that you that may be the emotional equivalent of whatever this energy is out here. Because I didn't really just look into it like that. I just know anytime Mars is in Cancer, for me, it's going to be what that is. Okay, so I have to check myself regularly because I don't like getting in my emotions to the point where like that went too far. Because you know, your logic and your emotions being in a space where you can master, this takes time. This takes, you know, keep living. Right? We came here to experience certain things, master certain things. Some people have it under the covered. If you are someone who is the type of, if you have the clair of feeling, if you have the clair of just, well, the clairvoyance overall helps, but it doesn't translate to the emotional aspect of how we deal with certain things, right? So if you are very, very sensitive, you pick up all these vibes from when you walk in spaces. You can just pick up if somebody just had an argument in there, you can pick it up. If the energy is just off to the point where you know that you need to turn around because you don't walk into a portal of destruction, things like that, right? It's not that you pick it up, it's your body wisdom. So if you're in that space and you are beginning to feel all these intense emotions, these passionate passion, people, okay. So the intensity is facing towards him, right? The intensity is coming through. How do you cancel and transmute that? How do you turn a negative to a positive? How do you balance out the polarities? Balance out the good and the bad. Balance out how it is that you will respond or react to certain people in certain situations, right? Because what I'm seeing here is just that energy. And I think it was like 2 years ago, I did a lecture on the master study, and I was telling y'all that it was some really strong energies coming up and through here, and I don't know where they come from. It was a whole other realm of something that was released about 2 years ago, and it's kind of giving me that energy. But I'm saying, here's the thing about this: if you can turn a positive into a negative into a positive, or balance out those polarities, this is the time to really work on that. This is the time to really pull back, responding to people. You may want to take your time responding to texts, emails, or what have you. Anything that may appear to be emotionally charged. Like if the wording is a certain type of way, you want to pull back so that you can, like you may type out your first response if you like. You type out your first response, but you don't hit reply. You don't hit send right off, because it's so important to remember that in this phase, your initial reaction may be based more in how you feel. So you want to check yourself. Did your heart drop to your belly about something? I think Bitch Rising, is that her name, that does the astrology on Instagram? I think because that's where I saw the Mars in Cancer post, and I was like, oh, okay, makes sense. I think she said something about a lot of passive aggressiveness, and that can be very, very dangerous in this space that we are in, because a lot of times people, I'm gonna say a lot of times we just being petty. That's what passive aggressive is to me. I don't know, okay? But it's like, it's just being extremely petty in a serious situation. Being extremely petty in a space where there's no like you don't want to be rational. You don't want to be logical. You rather take the illogical approach. You rather take the irrational approach. You rather take how you feel about it instead of what is actually there, how you should respond to it, right? All right, so let's clarify. So this may be in people in close proximity to you. It may be something that you see. Maybe there's a lot of intense emotions that are coming up. I made post on my story yesterday because it's like, don't fall for the bullshit. Work on what you can and pay attention to what you can. Dissolve or bring things to a resolve, a healthy resolve as best as possible here. Because it may have started last week or something. I don't know, man. What is this, Master? And it's also purple, which is crown chakra energy, but it's also warrior energy. Many of you may have been through a lot, and this is what it's about, because everything that you've gone through, everything that you have witnessed is a testimony, right? So you are a walking example of mastering whatever this is that you are mastering, you see. Your spiritual riches are in your practical riches, because they are connected. Once they are balanced well, whatever it is you came here to experience and how you came here to experience has a lot to do with your growth, your soul's growth. One of the most important things, but also serving others, coming here and to be of service to others, but not a servant to others, or have others be a servant to you. That's another topic for another day too. What is this Master card? Hey, Creole Queen. Hey, Kelly. Dee, Monica. What is this MasterCard chair? Look at that. Well, there it is. So, like I said, people may be coming towards you. Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups. People may be coming towards you. Maybe a lot of gaslighting going on. Gaslighting has levels. Please remember that. Especially with this passive aggressive energy that's come through just overall, because I'm pretty sure many of you have seen it. People just saying snide remarks and shit like that. Like, that don't even make sense. Did I offend you? Or what have you? What are you offended by? Because at the end of the day, if they don't want to walk it backwards and realize, like, why are you offended by, it's the equivalent of trying to sue a toothpaste company, and it's because you swallowed the toothpaste and got sick, and it's a biggest day on there, don't swallow. So with this Knight of Cups and this Five of Cups, I'm telling you, there may be an energy here where someone thinks that they are bigger and badder than you. There may be an energy here where someone you responded in the past, because this person has a sword going into this big creature's side, right? So there may have been something that was said, or something that people were, whatever this is, the way that you respond, people are not expecting it. The way that you will do certain things, people are not expecting it, because I feel as though someone may have come to you or will be coming towards you. Okay, so a battle in the back of the Five of Cups. It's a battle back here. All right, but they are victorious, apparently, because they don't look like they fighting. However, I ain't never seen that. Dictator. Who dictates your life? It's a man standing up in the back with over a podium with his hand up like this, and the soldiers are going this way. So if you look, I just noticed that. See that? Dictator. Are you under a dictatorship? In your own right? We're not talking about as far as the world. We'll get to that another day. Not gonna do it. Today, gotta go. Now then. Child. Somebody may have had heart surgery, a busted lip, a broken wrist. So there's a lot of, many of you may be in a space where you are strong, right? But you carry most of your strength in your root, you say. I get that from this, you say. His legs are strong. The one with the knife, maybe the seeker of truth, the balancer. The balance that whoever this is needed to face. Maybe it was somebody lucky day that they ran into you. They ran into the right one. And the way that you handle something may change their perspective on dealing with people like you. You see what I mean? Or if not, but overall, you know, okay? Because but it's intense, whatever it is. But I really feel like that may be why people have looked at you as an easy, what do you call it? An easy hit. I don't know. But that may be why people or this person looked at you as an easy hit, because you look weak, naive, gullible at the top. The way that you do things, the way that what you wear. I don't know. It's something that you were perceived as one thing over the other, and that ain't what the truth was. Okay? That's why, you got to be mindful. It caught this person off guard. Whatever this is, it caught this person off guard. Or it will catch someone off guard because they are trying to come at you and as though they are filling a cup, but they really are some... They come in like they are trying to fill your cup. Offer an opportunity. Offer some type of relief. Make you... I don't know what this is, okay? I'm not saying to look at everybody in a fucked up way. I'm just saying this is just overall, okay? Just in case you run into these kind of people at the store or whatever. And someone may be, being helpful or doing something here, presenting something you like, I want to fill your cup. And at the end of the day, they are trying to fill your cup because they just walked away from cups that they spilled. They ain't cleaned up the mess that they need to, but they coming to try to. Free spirit. The fool card. Thinking you a fool, possibly. Or maybe they were just foolish in what it is that they are doing, the magician and the empress. Maybe they don't see who you are, how you are, and you don't have to exude your strength. Do what you need to and walk off with gentleness, ease, and grace. Now, I'm not saying gone are the days where, you just got to go ahead and draw a map. Okay? I ain't saying it. What is this? And that may be what it is. Someone may be coming in because they see that you have a new beginning, or they want to be a part of your new beginning, or they want to continue to be on your journey. Let's just see what it is, honey. What is this Fool card? King of Swords. Very strategic. What is this King of Swords? Which side of the deck does he play? Is he the Knight of Cups, or is he the Fool? The new adventure. He's the new adventure. So this must be you, right? A new beginning. But it also could be that person wants a new beginning with you, and you are looking over it. The terms and conditions. What are the new terms and conditions? What is the new privacy policy? With that Sun card. But I feel as though many of you may even have been feeling down and out for a while, and now you have this glimmer of hope, this clearing of your path. So now you're in this space of being able to enjoy yourself more, enjoy your family, friends, enjoy what it is that you have, you know what I'm saying, who's around you, what it is that you pursue, how you pursue it. That Sun card is a lot of beautiful energy. It may be that the Sun, whose birthday are we in? What's today? Aries. We in Aries' birthday. Okay. But overall, I feel like with this Sun card, this has a lot to do with people changing their focus. Like you may be changing what it is that you focus on. Focusing on things that bring you this beautiful vitamin D. Okay? Focus on things that bring you this beautiful vitamin D. Focus on things and people and situations that encourage growth and not would allow, not to come in and water you only to deplete you all over again. Be mindful here. What is this Sun card? But many of you may be moving into this energy because you got the Sun card and the Fool card. And that King of Swords in the middle of it. It's just all about just, making up your mind and sticking to what it is that you are thinking, how you are going to do things. The King of Swords in this space is very much so an inspiration as well as inspired. He's inspiring and he likes to be around people who are very intelligent. People who he deem as his equal or at least close to, maybe students. So some of you may be teaching at this time. You may be in a space where there's a new way of doing things, a new approach that you are studying as well. Maybe you are going back to school and you are really not, you're letting people know that not this time, not this semester, not this season. Clarify this King of Swords. No longer self-sabotaging here. Let me see. Clarify this Seven of Swords. Yep, there it is. No longer self-sabotage with the Eight of Pentacles. You're working on what it is that you need to, right? And the way that he's looking, some of you may go into that daydream. See that? Some of you may go into this daydreaming state on the King of Swords. Go into this daydreaming state where you were realizing where you should have watched your back. You didn't know better. Maybe you found out somebody was a friend of me. Maybe you found out someone isn't who you thought they were, or some situation that you were working in. Damn, hold on. Let me put it back. Look at that. That's what was about to come out the moon. Something came to light. You realize that maybe you had somebody looking over you, or there was some type of dispute between you and someone, or something that was realized. It has to do with the equivalent of you just doing what it is that you need to do and how you need to do it, but you had your foot on the pivot at all times already. You already saw things for what they were. Because that monkey got a mask on, but the mask is flipped back. You know how, so back here it looked like this, that would be your face. Here, let me show you, Jay. So the monkey has a mask on the back right there. You see that? So this person, the monkey acting like, oh, I don't know, I don't see it. But as a King of Swords, you see it. You see exactly what's going on. You just acting like you don't see it. Okay, that's the beauty of back here with that Five of Cups. That's the beauty of that, because the way that whoever this is, you already knew how they were coming. You already saw it a mile ahead, right? You saw it a mile away. It's like the Lemurian way. You can see things in a distance. You are so in tune and tapped into your intuition, and you just know. But you don't have to let people know that you know, but just know and just move accordingly. Because whatever it is that you are working on, or whatever it is that you are focused on, is more important anyway than arguing with someone who they already showed you who they were. Defending yourself to someone who just has been on misunderstanding you. Being in a space where, you can't live your life. And see, that's what it looked like, don't it? The monkey drinking water ain't tripped out. Live your life on your terms, regardless of who's watching or who's breathing down your neck. Because you already have things mapped out. This coin right here, this going to be the next thing that this person works on, right? It's on the ground. Pants on the ground. So you already know you got your steps planned out, right? You got what it is that you need to do and how you need to do it planned out. Two of Pentacles and the Hangman. You're in the attic. You're in the attic. You already have multiple priorities. You really can't stand or be open to any of this challenging energy anyway. You can't. What? Give me one more card. I'm finna go. I'm leaving early, y'all. Give me one more card. I'm finna go. What else do you have for these beautiful people? Queen of Swords. This may be a mother figure or some type of energy that's older than you, or someone that you can trust here. Because, okay. So this may be you or someone that you can trust. Maybe you are someone who leads others or what have you. I don't know. But this is someone, like, whatever this is, right? Because anytime you already got all these things mapped out and things to do and all of that, you've already done a lot anyway, right? Let the record reflect. That was on a court show a long time ago. That dude kept saying, let the record reflect, Your Honor. Let the record reflect. But So you already have all these things to do, right? And so with this one on the ground, right? Because you've already, I think there's 6, okay? So you've already worked through a number of things here. So now you're in this space where you are being, this is divine instruction coming from whoever this is. It could be you, and you are receiving divine instruction, and you feel like this pregnant person here. You're pregnant with ideas. You're pregnant with some type of creative project. Some of y'all just pregnant, right? But at the end of the day, you have what it is that is already needing to be birthed. You've already began to work on portions of it, or the way that it needs to go. No need to recreate the wheel here, but you are listening to divine instruction, so you are going and moving forward. There may not be a lot of information that is provided to you when you ask, but it will be coming, because she has this big ass sword in her, over here. She has this big sword in her hand, telling you to just go out, go do it, stick to it, right? Especially with that being the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And it could easily be vice versa, but you can look at the polarity yourself. I'm not going to do that. The World and the Ace of Pentacles. Waiting to hear from someone, waiting for a contract, some type of legality. Something here has to end in order for this new beginning to come. And again, that goes with this. The pinnacle that's on the floor, the pinnacle that's in the air, and it's not going to stay there, because it's coming once you allow yourself to move through whatever this intense energy is, right? Focus your intense feelings and emotions in something that you love to do. What are you passionate about? Who are you passionate about? Take a vacay with you and your boo, honey. Oh, and as soon as I said it, the 8 of Cups and the Lovers. Take a vacation with you and your boo. It's going to be, it's blessed and highly favored. Maybe y'all going to some type of concert. Maybe there's some type of town hall meeting. I missed a meeting, what was it, last week? But it was going to be, anyways. So, yeah. So many of you may have had to walk away from somebody. King of Wands and the 8 of Cups. You had to release yourself, relieve yourself of the duty to please that booty. Yep, it's time for me to go. I'm finna start playing too much, because I don't feel like it today. Now then, you had to walk away from something that someone may be objecting. Someone may have objectified you and you had to walk away. Hello. There may even be you may have even been in a space where people were waiting for you to make some type of move or do something else while they were focused on what they thought you were going to do. You were already doing something else. Miscalculated steps, you see. That's why you have to keep your eyes on your own paper. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about trying to, figure out what somebody else doing. Because people are in deep thought about what it is you're going to do and all the blah, 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 blah. Ain't got time for that. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on your own paper. Okay. Thank you. Get a mammogram. Here's my thing. Number one, they said that you shouldn't get a pap smear, but ever. So I think they said now it's like 2 or 3 years or something. Okay, that car, okay. I don't believe them. They say that you can get a mammogram every 3 to 4 years or something like that. Child, go. Because you need to catch stuff early. So go. Okay? The fuck? Oh, no. At this... Child, let me tell you something real quick. Being in the space of metaphysics, esoteric information, and all of those things, and you really knowing how it really goes, and, you came out of the conditioning or what have you some time ago, but trying to explain certain things, you don't have to explain to them. Well, you just had a pap smear, and I want another one. Okay? Once a year, right? Because that's how I grew up. It was once a year. In this day and age, with the way that they put all this stuff in these products, Chad. Okay, let it go. Now, that's another conversation. Plenty of conversations about it on the internet. All right. Chad, please. I don't care. I do not care. And the way that, real quick, that's all I'm going to say. So, of course, not only is it the food, not only is it the food, but, also in the electronics, the connections to the electronics or what have you, the Wi-Fi. Many of you been knowing that when it came out that, all of this stuff happening through here and there. And I'm not talking about the radioactive radiation and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about not only the EMFs in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state. I'm talking about the genetic modifying or modifications that are being made on a regular basis throughout this stuff in a way that it even changes the way that you digest things. And that's why sometimes the doctor can't pick up like, I don't see why you shouldn't be this and you shouldn't be that. All of this is healthy and that is healthy. Well, if y'all training ain't went to that space, if y'all training ain't in that space and they already know that some of y'all still kind of good and do y'all job, so they cannot reveal this right now and it's not going to come out for a long time, just be mindful of what you got going on, child. This shit just so wild. This is wild. All right, so I love y'all. Back to my mullein tea and my to-dos. Shout out to all of you who working late, up early to do it again, okay? Shout out to y'all, chat. Shout out to us. Getting things done and not just talking about getting it done, but actually getting it done, okay? All right, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Kanoke, for popping up in here. All right. I appreciate y'all. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Do me a favor. When this video drop on Instagram, drop a purple heart in the comment section. Like the video, please, to push it through the algorithm. If you so, you know, even if you ain't fucking with me like that, that's the least you can do. It's an energy exchange. All right. I love y'all. Bye.